Hey everyone, welcome back. We always love diving deep into all kinds of stuff, but today we're doing something a little different, right?
Yeah, definitely different.
This time, someone sent us this song "Call Me" by Demigod Mingo,
Oh, cool.
featuring STORME.K 08632,
Okay.
and it's from the album "Wait," produced by J Squared Productions and powered by ATM. Always the more.
Nice.
So, on the surface, it's like, Call Me sounds like a pretty simple concept for a song, but the lyrics are actually, like, surprisingly deep and complex.
Right. Yeah. Song lyrics can be like that sometimes. They can seem simple on the surface, but when you really listen, you realize there's a whole lot going on underneath.
Totally. So, like, right from the start of Call Me, there's this sense of, like, distance,
Mm.
like a relationship that's on the rocks.
Yeah, I'm getting that too.
He keeps saying sorry over and over, but it's more than just an apology, right?
Yeah, it's like he's desperate for her to reach out. Like he's pleading with her to just call him.
It's so interesting how he repeats that phrase, like, you could just call me,
Yeah.
throughout the whole song. It's like a mantra almost.
Uh-huh. It's like he's trying to regain some control in a situation where he feels totally powerless.
And then there's that line that really got me thinking. Ain't no one see me, baby girl. You saw me. What do you make of that?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think it speaks to like this deep human need to be truly seen and understood by another person.
Like really seen
Yeah,
for who you really are.
exactly. And it suggests that this babe, she had that ability to see him, to understand him on a level that others didn't.
And it creates this interesting dynamic, right? Because he clearly wants that connection back. But then he also talks about wanting to keep it low, like he's afraid of being vulnerable.
Yeah, there's definitely this push and pull going on. He wants intimacy, but he's also scared of the potential consequences.
And then bam, he throws in these dreams for the future. Geeky nights in public, planting a city. I mean, breakfast in bed is cute, but building a city together, that's some next level commitment.
Right. It's such a bold statement. I think it goes beyond just romantic ambition. Building a city, it's about creating something that lasts, something that leaves a mark on the world.
It makes me think about the album title, Wait.
Interesting.
Maybe he's saying that this relationship, this future they could build, it's worth waiting for, worth fighting for.
Oh, I like that connection. That album title definitely adds another layer to these lyrics.
Totally. So we've got longing, vulnerability, ambition, a hint of hopefulness, and then he drops this king and queen imagery. What's he doing there?
The king and queen thing, it's powerful. It's to just this desire for like a balanced partnership,
Yeah.
equal power and respect. He's not just talking about romantic love, it's more like a shared dominion, a kingdom they rule together.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But is that a realistic comparison, or is it more like his idealized vision of their relationship?
That's the cool thing about analyzing lyrics. It makes us question things, dig deeper into the layers of meaning. Is this king and queen image accurate? Or is it just a projection of his desires?
Right. Or maybe it's a little bit of both.
Exactly. It's up to us to decide.
Okay, so then we get this shift. It goes from these grand visions of building cities and ruling kingdoms to these like super intimate everyday moments.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like Coffee Her wearing his shirt, making love in the morning.
It's so relatable.
It really is. It's like he's trying to reconcile these two sides of their relationship. The grand, almost mythical side, and then the simple, grounded intimacy of their everyday life.
And that's where that line about communication just hits you like a ton of bricks. The problem with communication is thinking it already happened.
Ugh, that one is so real.
It's like he's realizing that even with all the grand dreams and declarations, their connection is fragile if they're not truly communicating.
Absolutely. He's acknowledging that we can't assume our partner understands what we're thinking or feeling, even in the closest relationships.
And I find it really interesting how he places the blame on himself. The problem with communication is thinking it already happened to us. He's not blaming her. He's taking responsibility for the breakdown.
You're so right. That's a level of self-awareness that's often missing in relationship conflicts. He's owning his part in it.
It makes that repeated plea, call me, even more heartbreaking. It's not just about hearing her voice. It's about breaking that gap, making sure they're both on the same page.
And it makes you wonder, what's stopping her from calling? Is it pride? Fear? Or is there something deeper going on, some unspoken hurt or resentment that's holding her back?
We don't hear her side of the story in the song, but we do get glimpses of her through his eyes. He says she's the one who saw him, who understood him in a way that no one else did.
That's a powerful image. The idea of being truly seen by another person, it suggests a level of intimacy and understanding that's rare and precious.
Totally. He clearly values her perception of him a lot.
And that line about her wearing his shirt and saying, "I love you" while making coffee, it's so tender and intimate. It makes me think about love languages.
Oh yeah, good point.
Like maybe acts of service and words of affirmation are important to both of them.
But then he says multiplying to be together forever. And it throws a whole other element into the mix.
That line is interesting, right? Because on the surface, it sounds like he's just talking about physical intimacy. But I think there's more to it than that.
Like what?
I think he's also talking about growth, about evolving together as individuals and as a couple. Not just procreation, but like truly growing together.
So it's not just about being together physically, but also intellectually, emotionally, even spiritually.
Exactly. He wants a relationship that's dynamic, where both people can flourish and evolve.
And all of this is happening within the context of this album, Wait. It's like the title is setting the stage for this whole exploration of longing, anticipation, the complexities of love and connection.
You're totally right. It's like he's acknowledging that relationships are messy and complicated, but also that they can be worth the wait, worth the effort.
It makes me think about the importance of patience and love. You know, we live in a world that often values instant gratification, but real love often takes patience, understanding, a willingness to work through the hard times.
I completely agree. And it seems like Demigod Mingo is wrestling with that tension in this song. He wants her to call me now. But he also seems to understand that lasting love requires more than just immediacy.
So we have this mix of longing, vulnerability, ambition, this deep desire for connection. But the big question remains, will Babe actually call? And if she does, what will she say?
That's the question that keeps me up at night. What will that conversation sound like? What emotions will be swirling beneath the surface?
It's like he's giving us, the listeners, the space to fill in the blanks, to imagine what her response might be, what her side of the story might sound like.
And that's what makes this song and this album so captivating. It's not just a story. It's an invitation to become a part of the story, to explore the complexities of both sides of this relationship.
We spent all this time analyzing his lyrics, his perspective, but what about her perspective? What do we actually know about Babe?
Well, we know she's the one who really saw him, who understood him on a deeper level. And we know that at some point she told him she loved him. Maybe through those little acts of service he describes. But beyond that, she's kind of a mystery.
And that mystery is part of what makes the song so intriguing, right?
Absolutely. It makes us think about the silences, the things that aren't said, the emotions that might be hidden just below the surface.
So for everyone listening, we want to leave you with this question. If Babe were to pick up the phone, what would she say? What would her voice sound like? What would her version of this story be?
It's a challenge to step outside of Demigod Mingo's point of view, to imagine the world of the song from her perspective. What happened between them? What are her hopes and fears? What would she say if she had the chance?
It reminds us that every relationship has multiple perspectives, multiple truths. And sometimes the most powerful insights come from exploring those different viewpoints, from trying to understand the complexities of human connection.
So when you listen to Call Me and the rest of Wait, remember that you're not just a listener, you're a participant in this story. Let your imagination fill in the blanks. Explore the unspoken emotions. Discover your own interpretations of this complex and compelling narrative.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Demigod Mingo's Call Me. We hope it sparked your curiosity, challenged your assumptions, and maybe even inspired you to pick up the phone and reconnect with someone special in your own life.
Sometimes the most powerful conversations are the ones we haven't had yet. Until next time.